actually pregnant. I'm pregnant with Chad's baby, my half-brother's child. Oh my God. What am I gonna do? I mean, if anyone ever finds out about this, my life is gonna be completely ruined, and so will Chad's. But it's gonna be even worse for my baby. I mean, to have to go through life with everyone in town taunting and whispering. And it's not gonna matter that Chad and I didn't know we were brother and sister at the time. No one's gonna care about that. And that's exactly why I have to try to pass you off as Fox's child. I mean, I know it's wrong. Fox is such a wonderful man, and I hate deceiving him, but what other choice do I really have? I have to hide the painful truth.
What painful truth?
Pilar is devastated because she thinks I left her and the other children for another woman, and now Paloma blames Pilar for chasing me away and has chosen you over her own mother. And Luis is so angry and hurt. I don't think he'll ever forgive me.
It's because they don't understand why you left. They don't understand why we left, Harmony. Martin, I really believe that if they knew the whole story, if they knew the complete truth, they would understand.
It doesn't matter. I deserve their hatred. I abandoned my family.
But you had no choice. We had no choice. If we hadn't have left Harmony, none of us would have been safe from Alistair.
They can never know that.
Maybe they should, Martin.
No, Catherine, we've been through this. If they find out the truth, Alistair will kill them. It's better that they hate me than to be put in that kind of danger. At least we've spared you. Sheridan doesn't know you're her mother. She doesn't hate you the same way that my family hates me.
It's agony, being so close to her, seeing her every day, and not being able to tell her.
You can't.
I know. I got a taste of her reaction last night. She doesn't understand why Mrs. Wheeler, or any mother for that matter, would willingly leave their children. She was so upset. If she found out that she and Julian were the children that I left, she'd hate me even more. Martin, God, this is such a mess.
There's only one solution. Right? We have to leave Harmony forever, like we were about to before, Luis discovered that I'm his father, and before Sheridan learns that you're her mother. Before we cause anyone any more pain.
You know something, Sheridan? You're the one person I thought I could always count on no matter what. Now that my life is falling apart and I need you, you defend a total stranger, Mrs. Wheeler, instead of me.
Luis. Luis. Oh, God. Oh, no. That wasn't a dream. It was real. Oh, Luis. I know you think I betrayed you last night by defending Mrs. Wheeler. I'm so sorry that I hurt you. I still think there's more to the story. Can I ever get you to understand that? Can I even ever get you to forgive me now? What if I lost you forever because of this?
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out.
So, Whitney, what painful truth you talking about?
Well, I was just thinking about Teresa. I was thinking about Teresa and everything that she's been going through, you know, and the baby whose life was saved. I mean, can you imagine how awful it would be for her to one day find out that her brother's life was given so that she could live? The guilt that she would feel, the pressure to be the perfect child, you know, to justify her own existence. That's the painful truth that I was talking about.
You amaze me. You're always thinking of other people. Well, listen, I'm sure that Gwen and Ethan are going to do whatever they can to protect their child. Because I think you're right. I think sometimes the truth is too painful, you know? Sometimes things are just better left unsaid.
Yeah, sometimes they are.
Yeah. But, look, you don't have to worry about any of that right now. What you have to do is get dressed and meet me in the kitchen for breakfast, okay? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you down there.
Well, I hope you meant what you said, Fox. About the truth being better left unsaid, because the truth about who my baby's real father is definitely best kept unknown.
Buenos dias, Dormilana. Hey, how about I get you some nice breakfast, huh? Maybe run you a bath? Come on, you always said a nice hot bath fixes everything, didn't you?
I don't want a bath. I don't want to eat breakfast. I just want to be alone.
Look, Mama, you can't do this to yourself, okay? You suffered too much already, and I don't want you getting sick again. Look, Mama, you can't do this, okay? Martin Fitzgerald is not worth it.
I believed him. I believed with all my heart and soul that the man I married, the man I loved, would never walk out on his family. And I blamed Alistair all these years because I knew there had to be some good reason. There had to be some good reason why he just walked out, why we never heard from him. God, what a fool I've been.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. Oh my God, I wasted my entire life waiting for that man. And all the while, he was having a wonderful time with his new wife. Well, I just got old. I worked myself ragged trying to support this family. Trying to keep a roof over our heads and food on the table. And never once going on welfare, because that would bring shame to your father's good name.
And you know what? You taught us values because of that, Mama.
Palomita. My Paloma. She hates me.
No.
She doesn't want anything to do with me, and she chooses to call that woman who tore our family apart her
Mama.
mother.
Mama, she's gonna come around, you'll see.
God, I wished my entire life for a man who didn't want me, who didn't love me, who ran out on me and his children. God, how could I have been so stupid?
Because you loved him? Because you were honest and loyal?
I failed you. I failed you. I failed all of you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible mother.
Wait a minute. You're not leaving.
I think it's for the best. You know, I just want to make sure that my children are all right, and then we'll go.
No, you can't. We have to, Sheridan. Thank you very much for putting us up last night, and thank you for being so generous and kind to us.
I wasn't. I I said horrible things to you last night.
I deserved them.
No, you didn't. I had no right to say that your children are better off without you. It was mean and judgmental, and I'm so sorry. I'm sure you had very good reasons as to why you had to leave them.
I've regretted nothing in my life so much as having to leave my children, not having them in my life.
Why don't you contact them? Go see them.
I've already hurt them so much. I'm afraid of hurting them more.
Yeah, but if you explain, if you just talk to them, I know it's gonna hurt, but you're their mother. And I'm sure deep down inside they still love you and they'll understand. I mean, I know I would.
You would?
There's no doubt in my mind. I've had to live my whole life without my mother, and I would give anything to have her back.
Even if she hadn't died, if she had left you.
Look, yeah, even if she did up and leave me, I'm not saying that it wouldn't hurt, and I'm not saying I wouldn't be angry, but I'd get over it, you know, because I know, like you, she would have a very good reason as to why she left. And really, bottom line is, I'd have my mother back.
That's true.
So call them, Mrs. Wheeler. Get in touch with them. I'm sure it's more painful for them to not know where you are, and you've been separated far too long. Give them a call and let them know that you love them.
Maybe I should.
Whitney, don't take this the wrong way. I'm thrilled that you and Fox are together. But you've been here every night. I mean, you haven't been home at all. Don't you want to?
Well, honestly, it really doesn't feel like I have a home anymore anyway.
That's right, I heard about your parents splitting up. I'm sorry, it must have been very hard.
You know, you were married to Julian, of course. I mean, did you have any idea there was anything going on between him and my mother?
Well, let's just say when Julian and I were together, I always suspected there was someone else in his heart.
So it didn't just destroy my parents' marriage, it destroyed yours as well.
Whatever Julian's feelings were for your mother, that's not why our marriage failed. The truth is, I was in love with Sam. I fell in love with him when we were teenagers, and I never stopped loving him. Although in the beginning, I did try to love Julian.
Yeah, but he was cheating on you.
Yes. Yeah. Your father's infidelities did hurt. But I'm at a place where I can accept equal responsibility for the disaster that was our marriage. By trying to pass Ethan off as Julian's son, I hurt him every bit as much as he hurt me. That was a terrible, terrible mistake. Although I honestly thought at the time I was doing the best thing for everyone, for me, for Julian, for Sam, and especially for Ethan. You know, I thought I was protecting him from the stigma of being illegitimate by passing him off as Julian's. I was so positive it was the perfect solution. I thought I was giving my baby, my unborn child, a chance at a better life, a life without people whispering and staring. I mean, he was going to be a Crane, after all, with all of the privileges. But passing my son off as another man's child was the worst thing I could do for all of us. And I don't think that any of us will ever really fully recover from it.
Mother's first priority should be the welfare of her children. But I was so blind to what really happened. I failed you.
It's not true. In fact, you are a wonderful mother, the best that there is. Mama, you sacrificed so much for us.
But you still didn't have everything you should have. Shoes, clothes, family trips.
So what? Yeah, you're right. Maybe we didn't have all the material stuff that some other kids have. But we never doubted for a second how much you loved us. And that was worth way more than all that other stuff that money could buy. Mama, honest. You're the best. We were lucky to have you. We love you.
I assure you, Paloma doesn't love me.
Yes, she does, okay? Paloma is just confused, you know? She's gonna come around, though, you'll see.
God, you were all my life, all of you. And I let you down. I was just a stupid romantic fool hanging on to the fantasy of who your father really was. Keeping my faith in him all these years. And now all of you have wound up paying the price for my poor judgment.
No, you were not a fool. You were a good wife, a good Catholic, and a good person. You stayed true to your marriage, and you taught us honesty and strength and loyalty. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.
I ruined your lives.
No, you gave us our lives. Please do not blame yourself. This is all Papa and that woman's fault. And they're the ones who should pay. And I'm gonna make sure that they do.
Whatever happened, I know that your children will forgive you. Your daughter will forgive you.
Are you sure? You'd understand, you'd forgive, if it were you.
As I said, it would be hard, but in time, yes, I would. And I'm sure your children will too.
Sheridan, there's something that we need to talk about.
You are my passion for life.
It was wrong to deceive Julian all those years, letting him think that Ethan was his child. And it was wrong to deny Sam his son. But the person I hurt the most was Ethan, the one person I was trying to protect.
But you know what? I gotta say, Ethan has always seemed so happy, you know, and successful. So whatever he went through later had to have been better than growing up with people gossiping about him.
That's what I thought, too. But I was wrong. Ethan was raised as Alistair's firstborn grandson. You know, the Crane heir. From birth, he was groomed to take over that empire, and he wanted to. And then when the truth came out, he lost everything. I mean, not only what he thought was his birthright, but his identity. In an instant, everything he was taken away from him.
And now, it seems that neither one of your sons is going to take over at Crane Industries, as Ethan's not really family and father's disowned me.
Julian had no right to do that. I mean, Ethan may not be his son, but you certainly are, and for you to be cheated out of your birthright, it's wrong.
Yeah, well, especially now that he plans on giving everything to his bastard son, Chad.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
It's a done deal, though, you know? I mean, I'm out. I get nothing. Chad gets everything.
Oh, no. I am not going to sit by and let that conniving bastard, Chad Harris, rob you of what's rightfully yours.
Okay, don't talk that way about him. Chad is a good man.
I don't know how to begin.
I think I know what's going on here. I know that it must be scary. And I would love to help you contact your children. I would even go with you to meet them. But I just can't. I mean, after last night, Luis thinks that I've betrayed him because I defended you. And it just created a horrible rift between us. I mean, the pain that you and Martin have caused his family. And I'm afraid that if he knew I was getting more involved with you, that rift would just grow bigger. And to the point where it might not even heal. And I can't risk that. I can't risk losing Luis because God, I just love him so much. He's my life.
Of course, I understand. If you got closer to me, it would destroy your relationship with Luis. I couldn't be responsible for that. You know, whatever your feelings for me are, they are not worth losing Luis over.
Maybe after a night apart, he'll be willing to talk.
Oh, I'm sure he will. It's so obvious how deeply, deeply he loves you, Sheridan.
I love him too.
You go find him. He's hurting. And I know that his feelings have not changed for you, not at all.
Okay, you know what? I bet he's up at the mansion with Pilar. And you know what? Remember what I said, Mrs. Wheeler? Contact your children. They need to have you in their lives.
Oh, Martin.
It's okay. Let it out.
I actually thought there was a moment where I could finally tell Sheridan the truth. That I'm her mother. That it's okay. That it's going to be okay. But I was wrong. I can't tell her. Not now. Not ever.
I'll never forgive Papa for abandoning us the way he did. Just can't believe that Sheridan would defend Mrs. Wheeler after everything that she's done to our family.
Please. Please, I don't want to hear that woman's name anymore. I don't want to hear any of this.
Sorry.
I can't take much more right now.
Will you at least eat something?
I told you, I don't want to eat. I don't want to talk. I don't want to think. No quiero hacer nada. Please, please. I love you, Luis, but I just want to be alone, please.
No. Mama, when Lopez close by, okay? And you're the one who taught me that as a child.
I'm not a child, Luis. I love you, Mio. I just need to be alone. Just me and God. Please. Please.
Okay. Okay. I love you, promise. You promise you'll call me if you need me, okay? I'll be close by. Mama, listen to me. You are a wonderful person and a wonderful mother. I don't want you ever to doubt that, especially because of what Papa's done, okay? Te quiero mucho, mamá.
Yo también, yo.
Father betray my family like that? How could Sheridan support Mrs. Wheeler? Betray me.
Whitney, I don't understand. How can you sit there and defend Chad when you know that he out and out stole my position at Crane Industries?
Well, that's not what I'm doing. Look, all I'm saying is that Chad has always been a good guy. And I just can't imagine that he would intentionally steal the Crane Empire from you. He's just not like that. It must have just happened that way.
Things like that don't just happen. He knew exactly what he was doing. He saw a rift between me and my father, and he jumped on it. He took advantage of it.
Fox, Chad is Whitney's half-brother.
Well, I know that, Mom. He's mine, too, but I'd rather forget about it.
The point is, I don't think she wants us to speak ill of him. And I think we should respect that. And I am sorry if I offended you,
No,
Whitney.
no, please. It's okay. Really, it's fine.
Well, if we're all finished, I think I'll clean up.
I'll help you.
Okay. You know what I really need help with? Is hanging all this Indian corn on all the doors at the B&B and getting all the rooms ready for the guests. We are almost completely booked for Thanksgiving week.
Is that right? You got it. You really love running that place, don't you?
Yes, I do. You know, if my sorority sisters could see me now, they would never believe that Princess Ivy would one day find happiness as an innkeeper. But sharing the responsibility with Sam, I love it.
Listen, Whitney, I'm sorry. I was out of line about Chad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, forget it. It's okay.
See you later.
Fox,
Yo!
could you also take out that trash?
Right. Yeah, no problem. I can, grab the trash.
Got it.
You know, Whitney, when you first started dating Fox, I was concerned. But I was wrong. You're really, really good for him, and you've helped the two of us get closer together, and I will always be grateful for that.
I'm the one who should be grateful. I mean, you've been so kind letting me stay here and, you know, making me feel like I'm sort of part of a family again.
You're a good girl, Whitney. And you never should have had to go through everything that happened. I mean, finding out that the man you loved, the man you planned to marry, was your brother, it must have been awful.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because a part of me feels like I should have known. You know?
No, you cannot blame yourself. It's not your fault.
My brain knows that, but my heart, it's another story.
The important thing is that you found out when you did. Before you and Chad got married and, God forbid, started having children.
Yeah.
Whitney, are you okay?
No, fine. Fine, thank you.
I'm so sorry. All of this talk about everything, it's upset you.
No. Actually, it's given me a lot to think about. Thank you.
I'm just gonna get the rest of this. Okay.
Yeah, got plenty to think about.
We should have never come back to Harmony. It was a foolish fantasy to think that we could somehow be part of our children's lives again. We need to leave as soon as possible and never look back. But first, I want to see Pilar and my children one last time. I can't just walk away again.
You were right, Martin. We have to go. If the secret of who I am came out, not only would Alistair seek his revenge, but it would just drive this wedge between Sheridan and Louise.
Look, Louise, I know you didn't want to talk to me last night. That's why I was hoping today.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's a good idea yet.
You know, I once read that the secret to a long marriage is to never go to bed angry, and it just didn't feel right going to bed without you last night.
After everything that we've meant to each other? How could you not be there for me last night? How could you support this woman that has caused my family so much pain? Do you not love me at all? Is that it?
Of course I do. More than anything. Look, I never meant to hurt you. All right? I never meant to let you down. That was never my intention. But you know how confused I've been about my feelings towards Mrs. Wheeler ever since we met her.
What about the feelings you're supposed to have for me?
I was just concerned about her.
More concerned than you were for me? More concerned than you were for my mother?
I just felt that there was more to the story, and I still think that there is.
She's treated you like a daughter, Sheridan. You know, all these years, she's believed that my father is a saint, and whatever reason he was forced to leave was out of his control. And you know that she's always hoped that one day he would come back to her.
Of course I do.
So then you had to have known how she would feel when she found out the truth. And that you still supported this woman, this Mrs. Wheeler? Why?
I don't know, all right? I wish I did. There's something about Mrs. Wheeler, but look, Luis, the point is that I love you, all right? You have to believe that your family is my family, too.
Okay. Fine. And I love you, too. The thing is, I just don't know if that's enough right now, okay?
What do you mean?
Well, today I found out that my father betrayed me. And I also found out that I can't count on the woman that I love. It's just a lot to deal with right now.
Wait, Luis.
As you know, I've been seeing Fox Crane, and I was going to try to pass off this child as Fox's, but now I realize how crazy that is and that I couldn't possibly do something like that. It wouldn't be fair to Fox, to Chad, or to my baby.
A wise decision.
So, I thought about it some more, and now I know exactly what I have to do.
And what is that?
I'm going to leave Harmony.
I had a feeling you'd be here.
Look, I'm sorry I walked out on you, okay? Just have a lot going through my mind right now. Just trying to understand it all. I can't.
I don't understand it either. But I do know that I love you.
I love you too.
Look, Luis, I don't want this to come between us, okay? I mean, I lost you once before, and I'm not going to lose you again. We've loved each other too long and too deeply for our relationship to end over this.
I agree. The thing is, I'm just going through the worst time of my life right now. And I have to know that in the midst of this craziness and all this pain, that you're gonna be there for me, by my side. But I have to know that the woman I love supports me. Do you?
You see, Father, I got it all worked out. I'm going to tell everyone that I'm taking a semester abroad in Europe. I'm going to go somewhere where nobody knows me. I'm going to have the baby. I'm going to give him or her up for adoption. And then when I come back, it'll be like it never even happened.
But it will have happened, Whitney.
This is the best thing for everyone, Father. My baby will have loving, adoptive parents who won't know that it's a result of incest. And since no one in Harmony will have known I'm pregnant, no one will ever find out the truth.
Hey, get out of here! Oh, goodness. Well, my mom said Tabitha had a big calf. That thing looked more like a lion. Isn't this perfect? Great way to start off the morning. Thing's full of garbage. What is this? Home pregnancy test. Oh my God, it's positive. I mean, someone in this family is pregnant. I know it's not my mom. Jessica hasn't been home. Oh my God. Oh my God, Whitney's pregnant.
Sweetheart, no one will ever know who you really are. I promise. And Sheridan and Julian will be safe. Luis and Sheridan's relationship, it'll be fine.
It's the way it has to be, Martin. Because as much as I want Sheridan to know that I'm her mother, and as dearly as I would love to have her in my life, it can never happen. She and Luis belong together. They have overcome so many obstacles to come to this place. And last night, when she started to take my side over his, it caused trouble in their relationship. She knew who I really was. She'd be torn. She'd be tempted to support me over their relationship.
Yes, she would.
Which is why she can never know the truth, because it would destroy her relationship with Luis forever. I know that. We can't let that happen, Martin. We can't.
Well, do I have your support?
Of course you do, Luis. I love you. You are my life. I just met Mrs. Wheeler this summer, and in spite of this mysterious connection that I feel towards her, she means nothing to me. God, you mean everything.
I didn't mean to seem selfish.
No, you weren't. Not at all.
God, it's just been horrible.
I know. And I'm sorry if you ever felt for a minute that I wasn't completely behind you. Because you are the one that I love. You are the one that I support. Mrs. Wheeler. I barely even know her. She means nothing to me. She is no one.
I'm just looking forward to the future we're gonna have with our baby, and we're gonna have that no matter what Teresa does.
That's what you think.
Whitney, I know everything. I know that you're having a baby.
I hope you won't hate me.
Frankly, I wish I'd never laid eyes on you.